Trojans and Boxers on Thanksgiving Day. BR winning 8 of the first 11 games in this Thanksgiving Day rivalry. However, the Boxers winning the conference championship this past spring. As you see there, former BR head coach Dan Bjorn was in attendance for quite the ending to a great Thanksgiving matchup. We're going to start things off in the first quarter as Jason Winoti, this was just a goal-to-go situation here, only had to go 2 yards, stretched it out a long way, but somehow finds Mauricio Powell open in the end zone to put the Boxers in front 7-0. And the Trojans would answer back with 6.5 to go in the first half. Dawson DeBose, a sophomore running back, we've said his name a lot this season, brings it in from 5 yards out to tie the game up at 7, as it's a bit of a youth movement down at the regional. And in the last 10 seconds of the first half, Mason Berry would come on for the field goal for the Trojans. Now, it either went off his own teammate or off of number 75 for the Boxers, Makai Boston. Either way, a big missed field goal that perhaps played into the final score. We're tied at 7 going into the half. Fast forward now to the fourth quarter. Sophomore quarterback Declan Byrne has been learning on the fly in a roller coaster of a season. And on 4th and 2 in the fourth quarter on Thanksgiving Day, misses Daniel Francis just out of the fingertips of the junior wide receiver. On the ensuing Brockton drive, Jason Winoti going deep for Lucas Pyers. Wide open 88-yard touchdown play. Boxers on top 14-7, capitalizing on a big 4th and 2 defensive stop. Now the next offensive drive, Jason Winoti did win the Boxers MVP for the game. He had a lot of passing yards, looking to get a lot of rushing yards here. Maybe ran about 100 yards just in this one play. He's run away from a defender, and Winoti is going to put another score on the board, but as you saw there, a little yellow object flying. That's never a good thing if you're on offense and you get a big play like that. Odds are it's coming back, and it did. A personal foul, a blindside block, so the Boxers get set back. Perhaps a big turn in the tide here for both teams. So Winoti says, I can't run anymore, let me pass. Going downfield, finding Cameron Montero, a fellow quarterback, also a wide receiver, bringing the boom to Daniel Francis, outpacing Ryan Breheny for a long touchdown play. 81 yards, actually. So now the Boxers in front by 2 scores. Let's go back and show you the replay here because this is actually really interesting. Watch what happens when Montero gets it, lowering the shoulder on number 11 and outpacing number 12. So the Boxers receivers certainly have themselves quite a fourth quarter. So now we go into the last 3 or 4 minutes here. Declan Byrne, the sophomore quarterback, just basically playing out the string here, going to the end zone, finding the quarterback from the spring, Nolan DeAndre, brings it in from 29 yards out. BR has life now 21-14 after the PAT. So now football common sense kicks in for the BR Trojans. They're going to go ahead for the onside kick. And, I mean, if it works, go for it. BR with the onside kick in that mess of bodies. It would be number 25, Michael Gurley, eventually somehow, some way coming out of this. And Gurley, guess what? It's been all sophomores for most of this highlight package for the Trojans. The sophomore comes up big again. So now we go inside the final minute of play here. Declan Byrne and Ryan Breheny had a highlight passing play earlier in the year. Add this one there as well. About 30 yards out, the Trojans now within 21-20. Lou Pacheco wants to go for broke here, going for 2. And he'll also show a little bit of trickery here as Dawson DeBose for Ryan Breheny, and the ball goes through Breheny's hands. A valiant comeback effort put together by the BR Trojans. The Brockton Boxers get the win in the SEC Championship by the 21-20 final. Now, Declan Byrne would be named the BR Trojans MVP for the day. He had 6 of 16 passes completed, 74 yards, and 2 touchdowns. For the Brockton Boxers, it was Winoti, 7 of 14, 227 yards passing, 86 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns, as the Boxers are your Cape Cod Cafe Cup champs. And you can watch this game in its entirety on our YouTube page. Just search BTV Access Corporation. We'll also have replays on channels 9 and 98 throughout Thanksgiving weekend.